Okay, so I don't even know if I'm gonna even talk very long. I'm not feeling so, weird, like with this, like, I don't know, like an energy of just, like, why are you talking? No, I don't even know what to say. I don't feel so much like that today as I did yesterday. But right after I got off of doing my recording and I went on TikTok, and they shut my account down more. They they had been under account warning ever since the one day suddenly when they put it on account warning for no reason. And they're going through old videos. All these old videos, they're going through them apparently in their they are giving them, what is that called? Community guidelines. I've got community guidelines all over the place, and they keep flashing these threats. I'm in danger of losing my account permanently. Well, it's a rodeo I've been to a few times, so I don't even after I very first got the warning and I did those funny little videos, account warning, like all these different ones. And all these people were like, have you made a backup? I'm making a backup account. Like, I prefer to go on here anyways, because I can just talk and talk and talk and talk, There, you have to do it real quick. You have to say it in 3 minutes or less to get your point across. And most people only listen to the first, 30 seconds at the most. And so, on here, yeah, I don't know if people complete the videos, but at least I get to complete my thought more. I get to talk more and how everything kind of goes together to me. So anyways, when I went on there, they restricted my account more. I had a whole bunch more community guidelines, and they act like I just did them. Like, if you don't stop, we're gonna punish you even more. It's like, dude, you're going through old shit. You should have caught that a long time ago. Like, especially for how highly I'm censored. This morning, I think I had nine notifications. It's a big difference when you go from hundreds to, less than 10. But, they're not doing a thing. Don't worry about that. There's nobody in charge of our information. And when I go on there and look, and it is all these weird videos and people that I don't normally watch, that I've never seen before. And so then I was like, oh, so they're taking mine down. They're taking all these other people's down. So I think there's just heavy restriction, but I don't know. There could be other people's and they're just putting me somewhere so I can't see them. But, I'm seeing totally different videos. I can kind of tell you like what I'm seeing. Some of the things that I think is really interesting, how many videos I've seen of this is wildlife interacting with people on its own, just coming up and wanting to interact. And this one was really cool. This Australian one was out walking with her kid in a big old cockatoo. The big one, not a cockatiel, not the little one, the big one. One they're like $1,000 to buy. My uncle had a couple of them. They're big. And so one was on the electric line up above her. And so she said hi to it and said hi and starts talking to her and flies down, comes down, starts talking and waddling around them. And then he gets on her and then somebody pulls up and says that's probably somebody's pet. There's a page you can go on Facebook and look and see a bird page that people put that their pet got out or whatever. And then the woman was like, well, what am I supposed to do? And the guy was like, well, take them, and go look at it. And then the video cut off. And then I went to look, but there's so many of these videos or so many of these channels that just go around and find videos of different things, and then they take those videos and make their whole platform, all these different videos. So then you don't know where the video came from. You have no way to get an update on it. And so it's kind of annoying, and I don't understand, like, why are you trying to make there's so many things that I just don't understand, like with social media and what drives people. But I've seen so many with these, different birds and all sorts of animals, all sorts of animal and people interaction. And, the ones, of course, that are showing it are people who are more, their spiritual side is turned on and they're more like, oh my God, I'm interacting with nature right here, and so they're excited about it. One thing too, and it looked like it was North South Wales and is north central Australia is in major floods. Oh my God, the footage I saw of the floods looked like the scariest thing. And it wasn't even showing it. I don't know if it was coming from the ocean, but it was like, I don't know what you expect, like not a tsunami. It wasn't a giant wave like that. It was just wave after wave after wave of this water just going up and going through the trees and stuff. So, obviously, the bad people still are in charge. And I don't know what is going on the streets. I can't even, and they'll sit there and say it's like 20 degrees. Bullshit. It is like so freaking cold. I have got so much stuff out in my, the other day when I did all that wood, when I had to move that half a cord back to my wood shelter, and I used my wagon. And so my wagon was full of water and ice, so I tipped it over, and it broke all the ice and came out. And so there's all these giant ice things out there. Those are all frozen. Her little pool, everything is frozen, like super, super frozen. And so I can't even imagine what people are doing. And I said something to my daughter in Spokane, and it's so crazy too, because Nadine Woodward, she was a news anchor that everybody liked. Like, they really thought she was, and this is the thing, man, this is how they put the people in. And if you are willing to do, A, B, or C, then you move forward. Are you willing to screw this person over? Okay, move forward. Are you willing to screw this person? Okay, move forward. And this one, let's see, I wanted to tell this one, but I just saw this other story too. So this other story was a woman who was talking about her judicial. And this is something I keep seeing over and over. People calling out their own county's judicial. And this one was, her daughter was picked up by an uncle who kidnapped her, took her, raped her, and then didn't kill her, dropped her back off, or something. I don't know. She got him back and is trying to make charges, but they won't do anything. The county won't do anything. And, she's threatened. They won't even talk to her or anything. Because if you're an informant, if you do their dirty work, you can do whatever you want. This is something we keep seeing over and over. My daughter was telling me about the guy in Spokane who he had murdered her work friend's daughter. Then just while they were trying to figure that crime out, then when she was a kid, she was a big sister, and that girl called her, and her best friend had just been murdered by the same guy. And then there's another one, no telling how many, because these informant criminals who get to go out and they just think, they've got carte blanche to go and do what crimes they want. And they're driven by evil. And right now we have so much evil being purged out. It's just catching all on them, and so they are, that is why so many people think like these people are demons and devils and stuff. They're feeding off of this dark energy. Like, it is crazy to me. Especially the place I'm at. Like, I don't know. I don't have a lot of people standing around with me looking at with my perspective, looking at things. But, when I hear all these different people who just, go round and round and round, like, oh my God, I don't even know. I'm just shocked. Like, what does it take to get people to wake up? But even when they start to wake up, it goes straight into fear. Like, I was really weirding out last night. Yeah, like yesterday, it was already enough where I was like, oh my God, you just need to stop talking. Like, is it even doing any good? Like, I mean, what is the point? It starts feeling like you're just some sort of crazy egomaniac at some point who thinks weird, and nobody else sees it. They all just think like there's the devil, there's God, there's I don't even know. It is, to me, it is just this 3D representation of what they see the world as, and that's all they can see. And I did see this other girl who, she was explaining this really cool, and she was stitching another person's. So I didn't watch the other person's, I just watched hers. But so if you take a circle, so both of them had drawn this circle, and then put a dot on this circle, and that's you in this present life. And then here is your energy, And so then all your different lives are dots on this circle. So all your different past lives that you think are past are all on this constant. And then your spirit, your higher self, like, so not your avatar self, but your higher self, the one who's in charge of all the whole party. They're in the middle of the circle. So you have the circle, then you have your higher self right here. So your higher self can look out and has the perspective to see all lives, to see all experiences at once. And that's why you can go to the source, the higher self, and you can make contact, and then they can pull information from different lives and stuff for you, what can benefit you in this, especially because like right now we're in this like such a learning and healing kind of time. And so, and I said, like, you will have things from past lives pop up because, when you tune in to your higher self has more perspective. You are just, and this is what I kept trying to say about reality. Reality is where you're focused. That's all it is. That's all reality is what you're focused on. That is your reality. That is what you're experiencing at that moment. That's the now moment. That's where you're at. And then that's the problem, is when you are in a physical reality to experience, but you're so trapped in the past, or I don't know, you can get trapped in the future too. Sometimes I feel like I'm trapped in the future, like you're thinking about what is to come or whatever. But even if I try and not think about it, like they just show me all the time. Oh my God, yesterday, even after I said that, it's like as soon as I went off of that, then there he was staring right at me. It's like, come on, dude, come on. And it's just like, oh God. I just, it's so crazy. And this is why, it pushes me to want to not do it, because then you start feeling so ego and judgy. And so then how do you pull free from that when it feels like everything you see and experience is like beyond what other people can comprehend? And when you try and tell them, it's pointless, because they're 10 steps behind you. So, and obviously there's some people who, get where I'm coming from and get what I talk about, and hopefully I do help them. But man, it is, when you just see all these people just so scattered and confused, and it is like they're content. It's like they're content with it. Just like I keep seeing all these younger people who keep blaming it, like, oh, I just can't believe these older people. They were willing to just submit their whole lives and work because they were told, and then wait for retirement because they were told, all that stuff. Like that is, we were making choices or something, like, because we didn't, seriously, I seriously do not think any of us could see. Like the people who could see, they always seem like they were the strange ones, like I won't have TV, they're gonna go live off grid and stuff. It always seemed odd when you heard that kind of stuff. Like it was such a drive to be accepted into the system, to be an active participant. Like we had a totally different drive. It was one that was fed by ego, of course, because everything, that's what they play on. But, we were trying to accomplish something. We were trying to get a nicer house, a nicer car, give our kids a good life. We were all chasing this American dream that they started marketing. And so people were out there trying to do it. And the people who try and act like, well, we would have never done that. The only reason you would have never done that is because now you've seen what it is. Because you're able to look at ours. Because we've gone through it. So you're able to learn from the people before you. And then they get all into, like they're geniuses. Like they would never do this. Like, that's not how it works. That's just not how it works. But you know, and to me, I just saw this really cool footage too. I was somebody doing all these clouds, and they were showing all these big black clouds, totally in the shape of spaceships. But then they were like showing all these, and they were like, "This isn't even the coolest. Like, you got to go over and see this." And then they showed these ones. It was like something out of a sci-fi movie. It was so freaking cool looking, and they were like stacked, and it looked like spaceships coming out of the cloud. It was really, really cool. But it was another one of those, you know, it wasn't that person's. It was somebody who found it on somebody, so I couldn't find it. What was the story I was about to finish telling before? Because and I interrupted myself on the girl, but because that story I wanted to finish too, the one I was about to tell. God, that drives me crazy. Shoot. Oh gosh, dang it. I can't, I don't know. No matter what, when I pull up to two stories and they're, you know, it's like, okay, when I got to choose what am I going to say, then it is kind of like it goes blank for a minute. Sometimes it stays blank, and then I always think, well, they just, you know, they didn't want me to talk about that. But you know, man, it's weird too, because my as everything is like, I don't know. It isn't like seeing, like, I feel like it's a dead end. Like, I know people are going to keep waking up. But to me, I've got to recognize this is so frustrating. Like, it's so frustrating to go in and listen to people just on repeat over and over and over. And just saying the same stuff. And, you know, everybody is all worried about what is... I just like this video too. This is kind of stuff that just aggravates me. This girl, she was like showing some ridiculous thing about electric cars or something. And she goes, well, since this is, you know, all of our future and this is what we have to drive, you know, this is what they're going to have us driving soon. It's just like, that's the thing. And this is a young person. This wasn't an old person. Well, they said, so we have to. No, this was a young person. No, but they said, so, you know, we have to. I won't. I will not. No way. I am not buying an electric car. I don't care how far this goes. I'm not going to buy, unless it is a Tesla charged free energy car. I'm not buying some lithium battery, plug your car in every couple 100 miles, and then sit in long lines while your car charges. So then they can start charging you for that. Like, every single thing is to just box you in, to give you no place to go. That's all they do. That's what they're so good at. And I saw a woman, this woman, she had, what was that? She had a bunch of cancer or something. And anyways, whatever it was, she got it from the tower. And I think it seemed like it was a news thing, that she was making charges or something, you know. The other thing too was they keep trying to hide everything, like, you know. But anyways, so people are putting it together now. What the towers are making him sick and giving him cancer. I can't even remember this woman's whole story now, but it was definitely she got cancer from that. And that it was the whole thing. And I swear it could have been a news thing, but all of the things just, it seems so, like the energy it just seems strange. And even TikTok changed their format again during all of this. So I don't know, but to me, it seems like, you know, I've thought for all along that probably TikTok's going to disappear when things start turning the other direction. And I don't know. You know, I wonder about some of the social media stuff. I really don't think, you know, people are going to use it the same way they did. Like, I don't think people are going to be into social media, especially like right now you have all these people who are going through crisis and trying to heal and stuff, and they're going on and talking about it. You know, and I just hear over and over, you know, victim, victim, victim. I'm just a victim, there's nothing I can do. I have no, poor me. It's like you have to empower yourself. You have to, that's the change of your attitude. That is the change of energy that you're putting out. If you're putting out, poor me, I'm a victim, everybody's out to get me, that's what you're pulling towards you. So you're going to get more of what you're putting out. If you put out like, oh my gosh, I'm learning from this, I'm learning from that. Oh, thank you for this. Thank you for that. Looking at yourself, trying to understand yourself on a deeper level and doing, whatever work and growing and stuff. Then you're going to, you're going to bring that energy to you, So it is, it's so hard when people just don't understand. And then when, this is another thing that frustrates me, is then when somebody suddenly does understand and they start saying something that I've been saying for the whole time that I can't even freaking get out there and say, then they can turn around and say it and get thousands of likes and stuff like that. Like all these people like, oh, are so happy to hear what you have to say. And then, it's like, oh my God, the frustration, and I got to get it in my head. Well, all that matters is that everybody gets to hear it. Does it matter if it comes out of my mouth? No. And I don't know why that is. And, I just got to keep, whatever the thing is, the energy that's coming at us is the energy that we have to look at. And so to mine, it is about like, the value of what you have to say, even if nobody understands you and thinks you're crazy, and the frustration behind, not being able to be heard, and, that's frustrating, and especially because the drive inside so much is, you got to say it, you got to say it, you got to say it. And like I said, they'll just be relentless. They'll just put it on repeat in my head until I go and say it. And then sometimes it'll just be like I'm just getting bombarded with information and I can't even keep up with it all. And that's why I'm like, I got to go clear my head out. I can't. Like, there's way too much in there. And there's so much stuff I don't even talk about, or I don't even know how to talk about it. But there's so many more people now talking to their higher selves and sharing the information and stuff like that. So I think more and more people, that's the main thing. It isn't listening to what someone else's higher self says, because a lot of the messages your higher self is telling you is your own personal journey. But it is trying to get everybody to start understanding how to communicate with the other side, the spiritual world, because that's our real world. This world is not our real world, but everybody focuses on it because they pull your focus in so tight on a desire, because it's ego driven. And, and then they attack us on making us feel bad about ourselves, like we're not good enough, because that's another easy thing to do to us, but that is where everything goes to. Connecting to yourself, connecting into your higher self gives you so much more clarity, and you're not, it is like you're on the end of the tail being wagged, you're just being whapped back and forth. And that is, and they are, I just saw another thing too. It was some setup thing. And they said they are just doing that wag the tail. They are just setting stuff up. It's just a show. And as long as you follow the show that they're showing you, they're misleading you. They're just trying to misdirect you and keep you distracted, And, it's difficult right now because so many people are in crisis, and, we want to help. Everybody wants to help. There's a lot of people who are trying to do more for the homeless in places where there's homeless. I saw this girl. This was a really cool video too, because she, when she started the video, she was upset because she had asked a bunch of friends to go and make soup with her and then take it down to the homeless. She even had little individual containers to go and take it to them. So she, nobody showed up. Everybody ghosted her. Nobody would talk to her. So she just was like, well, I'm going to make the soup. She went and spent a ton of money buying all the ingredients. So she went and made the soup. And then she filled all these little containers and put lids on them. And she said she had 40 containers, and she took them down to where all the homeless people were. And she was just walking up to crowds of people. She said it was very scary and intimidating, but everybody who wanted the soup was so grateful. And then she said there was an old man, and she started talking to him, and he was like, you know, he hadn't eaten since this morning, and that this was so nice that he had this soup because he thought he was going to go to bed hungry. And, you know, and it's cold. I think they were in Alaska. Oh my God, the amount of people that are just killing like right in front of us. Oh God, this is so aggravating. I mean, they're just murdering people right in front of us. And people just planning their fucking trips. Just living their life like nothing's going on. Fuck. Just don't get it, man. And it gets me like angry, kind of. Not angry, but it just gets me like, fuck. I just don't understand. The selfishness. But that is what they're going to wake up to. Like, you know, I'd rather go through this part of seeing them and have to deal with my own judgment and anger and bitterness and stuff than to have to be them and wake up and see that they were just, you know, very misled and shallow. Like the amount, the superficial, shallow shit some of these people have to face in themselves is going to be difficult, you know. As one thing, you know, moving from shallow to deep is, because I've even seen people now like, wait, I'm deep, you know, I'm really deep. Like, you know, like it starts mattering. It starts feeling like, ooh, God, shallow. That's really yuck. Like to not, I don't know. But I am seeing people become more aware of that part. And then I keep having these things jump into my head that I want to say. And then I haven't seen anything else about the DC dig thing. But I imagine they're still going on. You know, there's still floods going on. There's, you know, all sorts of arrests. I guess Newsom's wife. God, these people are so disturbing. But I mean, they're on the main stage so that we can see them, and they're so ridiculous, so that we have to witness the absurdity because it wakes us up. But so she's testifying on the Weinstein thing, and was she even the one who? No, that was Tucker's wife. Tucker's wife who wanted the recommendation letter for college from Hunter. God damn these people. I told you, though, they're all at the same fucking parties. They all go to the same Thanksgiving. They're all sharing the same little, you know, I don't know that they share the same little, you know, infant, but they definitely share the same taste, the same zealous taste of life that they want to consume the energy of, it's just so sickening. But so this person, they said that she got in there, she's reporting on it, and she said they kicked everybody out. Somehow she snuck in, but she said all the reporters were kicked out. Then they said that it totally was different. She didn't have to answer questions. She would just answer. She would never answer the question. She would just say weird statements. Like they would say, well, why did you take money from Weinstein for Newsom's his thing? And she said, well, I have 4 kids. And the reporter girl was like, it was ridiculous, her answers and stuff. They never gave objections. They never did anything. They never made her question, nothing. She just said whatever stuff, and that was all fine and dandy. So, you know, I mean, the people is shown so much, like over and over and over. The lady, I mean, from the micro macro, the lady whose kid is by the uncle, and then he is protected by the judicial, like, because apparently he's a criminal. And then, you know, these people who go, you know, like these aristocratic, self-appointed, they're not they're puppets to these other people, but they are not put in by us. They are put in by the system, the leaders in the system, not by us. So they're appointed. And I just think there's the stuff with the California stuff. There's so much, you know, it keeps coming to the surface, and it has to have those horrendous people on the main stage so we see like what they're doing. We have to have that reference, you know, of all the horrible stuff going on there and who's in charge, and so that, you know, it all starts going together soon, hopefully. God, I can't even. Oh my gosh, I can't believe it. What is this? The 15th or 16th, I think, of November. Oh my gosh. And so tomorrow I'm supposed to get my Social Security is supposed to be deposited tomorrow. And then I'll be able to tell, like, if they're not going to deposit our money this month. That because he had already said he wasn't going to, but he didn't give the money last month. So, and is it going to be just his wacky talk or what? You know, I don't know. I mean, they definitely want to. I got another water bill yesterday. I just paid that one. I got another water bill yesterday. And then it said that I owed the other one. So, you know, maybe this one was the one that was going to come out. I don't know. I just right now I feel really harassed by the water company. I feel like that they are just pounding. They're so corrupt. And when I got the hard bill and I looked at it, out of this $150 thing, most of it is for the sewage. Oh my God. Oh my God, it is so fucking mind-boggling how they just come up with these things and they just charge us and then we have to pay. And I just want out of their thing. I swear to God, I would go live with no power. I mean, I know we're going into a much more highly technological, we're going to have free energy and stuff like that. But, you know, 100%, I would 100% over choosing anything that they have to offer in this system. Any American dream, any Canadian dream, any of this shit that we've all been sold. I would 100% choose to go live in a fucking G-string in a tribe somewhere in the Amazon and, you know, hunt for my food. Even though I'd probably eat like leaves and stuff. But you know what I'm saying? Like, I don't want any part of this. This is so much more toxic than the other way of living. But I keep seeing this. It's not like a ranch. It is like a little farm, like a cottage, like a little white cottage with a brown door. But yesterday I was even seeing more stuff to it too, because I would definitely have a barn. Definitely have a cat. A pig. I probably have a cat because cats are good for farms. They do mice. And I don't know. To me, seems like the way to live. Just a peaceful, simple life. A place to create and make things. And then opportunities to go out and sell the things you make. And to people who possibly want to buy them. And if we're really, you know, more sophisticated technologically, then we'll probably have a lot more ways of doing that even online than we do right now. There's going to be so many shifts of how our time is. Like, I'm going to be shocked if like Instagram and Facebook and TikTok and Twitter stay a thing. You know, I think it'll go through a period of maybe blowing up with a lot of people. You know, like when shit starts going down, I can't even believe, like, there's still people waiting for the results. And then these people who, I think that they keep it where somehow people don't start forming groups or unity or something. That's the biggest thing, is people got to stop just being like, oh, well, you know, I guess we lost. No, you got to come together with the other winners. Like, you got to come together to be like, this is what we chose. But nobody talks to anybody unless it's on social media and some fake filter face and, you know, some crazy dance moves or something. It's just like, you know, that's the shallow things that hold us back. It holds us back from moving forward and taking control of our lives so that we're independent from their system. It's like, you know, you can go out by yourself and just go live out in the woods, like, you know, it comes down to it, which I will. You know, everybody else wants to stay here and go down with the ship, then so be it. I know that there's a lot of people who don't, but oh my God, just, oh, it's just like video after video diagnosing themselves. Like everybody wants a diagnosis, everybody wants medication, and they all just want to go get medicine for this, medicine for that, and they'll do whatever it takes to have a job. They don't care. You know, the I don't know. I don't get it. But then I gotta be like, well, you know, I mean, that would be pretty full of yourself to think, because you have spoken, and what you've said, everyone's gonna stop and listen and say, oh, the truth is spoken. You know, they don't see it, they don't hear it, they don't understand it. You know, and this is where I kind of like feel like you kind of getting your ego or something. And this is probably like, I don't know, all the people who relate to the starseed light worker kind of thing. I really started seeing it like, like, this is something that I had seen, you know, when they started attacking the spiritual and new age people on TikTok. And I would see people say, oh, these people who think they've come here to save the world, they think they're better than other people. They think, you know, all this stuff, putting down like light workers and starseeds. They even start saying they're racist and all this kind of stuff. And, you know, like they are these egomaniacs that think they know more than other people. It's not like, you know more than other people. You just know. You just know. Like it's inside of you. It's deep in you. You know. Like there's no questioning. Like, I don't question. Like I may question, like if you know, the big event that's coming, is this going to be the big event where the spaceships come and everything splits, or is there going to be more to the awakening, or is it going to just continue to be this slow roll, and then wherever you are at that split? But there definitely is people who are choosing the dark, man. Like pretty girls who are choosing to be bullies, you know, like all sorts of people are making choices for themselves. So, you know, is that the whole thing in the awakening? So those are the things that I question, is stuff like that. But so then I you know, I started getting in that, like, oh my gosh, it does start feeling like, you know, you do see more, you do understand way more, it does really mess with your ego. Like it really does feel like, you know, you are way far advanced. Like, how do these people stay so trapped in their mind? But then I see people who start moving out of there, and then they're saying the same thing. So it's just like you know, it's like once you open your mind, things start coming to you, and coming to you faster. But until you open your mind, it is so like primitive thinking. Like it isn't even like, I don't know, is it even thinking? Is it even, you know, trying to broaden any kind of awareness or anything? Is it just focused on, I don't know, being accepted by your peers, you know? I don't know. All I can say is that the energy is just weird. It's weird, like how the people are being. So, you know, is that kind of like where they kept showing me like the tsunami coming, and I keep feeling like it's close. Like I swear, I still feel like if we get to the end of this month and nothing, you know, really significant, I swear I feel like it's going to go the other direction soon. Like, especially with our finances, that's that's a huge one to me. Once that goes down, it's going to free up so many of us, you know. And then once it becomes like it's more safe to move around, but I don't, you know, I think it's not going to be safe for a while. But this tomorrow, hopefully my check does go in. I talked to my daughter yesterday for a long, long time. So, and everything was great. Like everything is good. And I think that, you know, she really was seeing, like, she was the one cutting herself off. And I guess her guy told her, you know, you have got to stop pushing everybody away from you, you know, and it is a big lesson to learn, especially, you know, when you do become wounded easy, like you feel vulnerable, you feel like everybody's trying to hurt you and you have to block everybody off. But that is showing you that you need to build your inner strength. Don't let other people affect you like that to make you feel fragile. You have to become strong in who you believe yourself to be, and you know your own strength. And so, you know, that is part of the learning and stuff. But anyways, my other daughter, she had invited me to come, and so I was looking at the weather, and it looked like the pass was going to be clear, and I was supposed to get paid tomorrow, and I have all these blankets, and I was like, oh, I'll go take the blankets, because even all of my grandkids were on the way to see the new grandchild. So I was like, oh, I could give them their stuff too while I'm there instead of sending it in the mail. So anyways, if I do that, then you know, I'll probably record in the morning before I go, and then I probably will take my thing in case, you know, I have time to do it there. I'll take the little portable one or something. But I don't know, if I don't record, it would just be because I'm busy. But you know, I don't know, we'll see. It's like I gotta go through Seattle to go there, and you know, it's, I don't know. I just wish there was like a safe place. I know there's so many people who wish there was a safe place to go. And I got to just be so excited that I have shelter and I have firewood. And, you know, I can sit here and, you know, just have my little fires. You know, I do feel like it's like, I don't know. I feel like it's really cozy right here where I've set up my little bed on the couch. Still has a little bed. We got a little fireplace. And then, you know, we have this little cozy, I don't know, little hibernation spot right here. But the, you know, I would much rather go out and start traveling and going somewhere. Start looking for my little white cottage with my brown door. I think I would know it as soon as I saw it, and then I would know that's where I was supposed to be. So, anyways, you know, I got to just feel fortunate that I have this when there's all these people out there who have nothing. Even if you have a car, it'd be so freaking cold inside the car. You would have to, I would think you'd need to do it like an igloo. Like, I just remember when I was a kid how they would always show how the Eskimos could build that little igloo house out of ice, but they could even have a little fire inside the igloo house and stuff. Like you can insulate, like you could insulate your car and make it warmer. But, you know, oh, that's the other thing. Yeah, so in Spokane, this news lady that everybody liked, and then she got voted in for mayor, and she hates homeless people. So she's moving. There's a huge homeless shelter that was in Spokane forever. Yeah, she's taking them all down. She's moving all of the homeless shelters out of town. So moving them from resources, putting them out in the middle of nowhere. And then I said to my daughter, I said, it's so sad because, you know, every morning they got to be getting up and, you know, who's going out and cleaning up the dead, the frozen people. And she said, well, I don't think that there is a lot. It hasn't been that cold here. Well, I think it's freezing cold. Like I even just look at their temperatures and they're 13. But she said that they hadn't opened the winter. There's a certain one, like I can't even remember what it's called, but when the weather is really super cold, they'll open up like this building and let people go in and sleep in it. And she hadn't even done that. Like she's literally murdering. Like that's what she's doing, and she's a fucking puppet. And this lady was like one of those news anchors, like, and like I said, she was one that would have gone to a restaurant and everybody would be like, oh, Nadine, hi Nadine. Like, she's a good person. She's a fucking puppet. She's mass murdering right now in front of everybody, and hasn't even opened up the thing for, just can't even. And it's so sad because this isn't just a bunch of, you know, it's not just all drug addicts. This is families. People have been getting kicked out of their houses. I just saw a vet guy who was talking about, I mean, we got the horrible vet stuff in Canada where they're just wanting them to get into the maid and take care of it so they're not a burden to society anymore. And here, Kamala has come out and said that they're going to close down the VA. They cannot be having these people being dependent on the system anymore. It's holding people back. And so they're going to close it down. No more help for the vets. And instead, they're going to put it all towards the immigrants, those poor people who are coming into our country who have nothing. We need to give them all those resources. Too bad for the vets. And this is the same thing, like the absurdity, and it has to be somebody who is a disgusting puppet who's going to do it, so it's outrageous. And then I hear the people talking about it, and they all think it's really real. It is real to a certain degree. It's real, but it isn't. They're not going to be able to go all the way because we're switching. We're going to the new age, but that is their plan. Like their plan is all disgusting. And they're going to keep saying it so that people will wake up and become more and more outraged, more and more outraged. Another thing, too, is like when I put on the ocean waves out here, because when I sleep out here, well, I've been sleeping out here, so when I turn on the ocean waves and go to sleep, it really does put you into a super deep, like, oh my gosh, just trying to get up to get the wood and stuff. It is like I'm in a trance. It's weird. I don't know. I may have to put on some different one and see what, I don't know, those alpha waves, beta waves, theta waves, or whatever. Really, I don't know. It was weird. But I was still having awareness. Like I would still have awareness of the fireplace and stuff. Like, in the wood. And I still don't have any pieces that will burn all night. It still runs, like right now, it not stayed hot all night, and it burned down to where it was just not really burning hot. And then Stella started whining, so I got up, it was like 3 o'clock in the morning. I think I got up at 1:30 and started trying to mess with the wood. But anyways, it's still cold in here. It's still cold. I was like, oh my God, it is so cold. And then opening the door, oh my God. And I'm a wuss when it comes to cold. I grew up in the South. I'm way more of a heat person, but I don't like the extreme temperatures. And that's what they've been doing, is all just extreme. And anyways, all I can say is it seems like things are just blowing up and going crazy. And, it's just a slow process for people to put two and two together. They just keep on going. And then I think people who are putting it together, that they're just removing their accounts to try and keep the other people just going around in circles, not knowing what the hell's going on. But it's all going to give. It's all going to go the other direction. It's just, as I'm doing it, I just feel frustrated. It's just super, super frustrating sometimes. And then it starts really getting you to question your own ego, your own drive. Like, why are you doing this? What are you doing this for? Who, all of that stuff, So anyways, I don't really have anything to say that I haven't said before. It's just, we're just gotta kind of wait for some kind of shift to happen. And I'm sure there's shifts happening. Shit is going down all over. Like shit is, in Australia, like they're in a disaster. I'm sure there's so many disasters going on in so many cities with the weather and stuff that they just cut us off and don't tell us, but they keep everything in chaos. But it's all leading to the big, the big thing, whatever it's going to be. I just wish it would hurry up. God, I swear to God, I think for a year, every day I get up, is this the day? Is this the day? Could this be the day? It's like, come on. Like, man, it does really, really just get you to want to just go and find your little place in this earth and just go live your life away from all the people who can't wake up. who just keep struggling. It's like, man, if this is going to go on for years and years, yeah, I'm going to go out and get away from it. Get away from, let the people figure it out on their own. It's oh, man. But I'm going to keep coming and talking, I guess. And, eventually, people start seeing the videos that I've already said. I would imagine there's got to be some reason why they had me do this. I've like 1,700 videos. So, and then by the time they start watching them, maybe and asking questions, I don't know. Like, to me, I'm just waiting to see what's next. What's next, universe? What's next? Just show us what's next. And just go with the flow. That's all you can do. Just keep going with the flow. But I think it is important to keep questioning yourself. Don't get mad at other people. Look at yourself. Everything that's coming to the surface is for you to look at yourself, to heal yourself, to understand yourself better. Like right now, I don't see the whole thing. I'm just still like trying to see, like, as I know I'm not some egomaniac. I know I don't need people to believe what I believe or say what I say or whatever, but I do, like, hear some people say stuff and I do think like, oh, they don't know, there's a lot of people I hear them say what they think of life and death and all of it, what they think it's about, and it's not at all like what I see or what I think. So, I don't know. We just have a lot left to play out and be shown to us, apparently. So it's still just that day by day. Even one of my daughters was like, I don't know how to do this. I don't think I can get through this. The one whose dog just died. And it's like, it's day by day. Seriously, it's day by day. You have to just, each day, you take that day, you try and get through that day. And then after you go through a whole bunch of days, you look back and then you see like, oh my God, I got through that. I've got so much strength. I didn't think I could get through it, but I did. And then you see, this side of yourself, this resilience. And when you get past it and you look back and you see all of the lessons and all the growth and everything you learned, So, I have my thoughts about, her dog dying and stuff. I think a lot of people go to the other side because they can, they can chatter in your ear. They can show you, they can help you more from the other side than they can. Just like, me saying stuff to people that they're just like, no. But if I was sitting there as a spirit whispering it in your ear, you would think it was your thoughts. So you would think that you had just come up with it. You wouldn't be like, no, I don't believe what you're saying. It would come into you. So you would think, oh, this is what it is. And that is why it's so hard when you've got, like, especially in this, with all these different vibrations of people and what they're tuned and tapped into, and they knowing that there's these trickster spirits and stuff, and ones that are trying purposely to keep people distracted and not focused on the right things. So anyways, this is, to me right now, it just feels like such chaos. Oh my God. I just can't even believe it. So I'm excited though to get out of the house and go on a little trip, and plus to get to go hold the baby and smell the baby. Oh my gosh, I smell a little baby. They're so cute. And oh my gosh, he's so cute. And so he seems to be doing really well. It seems like everybody, like I said, it's weird. It seems like everybody around me is like doing well and being happy and stuff, and I just keep trying to be like, well, I've got to just be happy with, this is it, this is my life. And when I was some other trickster spirit, that's been on me my whole entire life, trying to trick me and tell me things, and I don't know, gave me a little bit of stuff so I would be tricked even more. But then the bigger stuff, that it's all just an illusion, a trick or something. I don't know. I'll just be waiting for my truth to be shown to me. But it seems like everybody is, I don't know, everybody just seems to be getting more, the people who I see healing, you know, just starting their healing, and things are all going into place for them. And it's just like, man, am I doing something wrong? Like, am I doing something wrong? Uh, I don't know. Anyways, you know, have a good day. Stay warm, stay safe, and you know, just continue staying working on you. And you know, really, you know, I don't even know about this place anymore. So, anyways, I'll be back in the morning. Maybe something big will happen today. I can't go on TikTok, so I can't post. I can't comment. I can't do anything. I'm restricted. And I don't even know how long, if it's just for, but they're just waiting. I mean, they're going through my old stuff and keep giving me new community guidelines. Like yesterday I got like 3 or something. I didn't even post one thing. And then they were just coming in and giving me all this stuff. And then and sending me these threatening messages like I'm in a battle with them or something. It's like, fuck off, dude. You're so, the scammy, a creepy crap. This woman, I'll stop after this woman. This woman, she just was talking about, she got this job and she was excited. And so they're giving her all this stuff and, you know, trying to help her or whatever. Then they started, it was something with crypto currency or something. Then they told her she needed to send them $2,000 so that they could send it back to her so that they could do this account. That's a scam right there. And so she said, no, I don't have $2,000. So then they start threatening her. Then they start, like, it's gone into this whole threat. Like, they're going to take legal action on her if they don't, so she doesn't send $2,000 to them or something. And this woman's like, I mean, should I be sending the money? It seems like a scam. And, you know, of course it's a scam. As I'm saying, like, the people who are still feeding off of the dark energy are prolific. They're everywhere. They're the bullies. They're the scammers. They're the raper. They're the thieves. They're the criminals. They're everywhere. They're feeding off of an energy that is keeping them in the dark. And when the things split out, see, that's not 51% in service to man. That is 100% in service to self. So in that split, the ones that in service to self, you have to you have to be a little bit more in service to others. You have to care a little bit more, not just all about you. Care a little bit more about other people. That will put you in. But all these people who don't, like, if we are about to go through that split, you know, and I know the energy is going to shift. I know that the pole shift will happen, but this whole thing of the separation, you know, if that is what is about to occur, you know, there will be a lot of people, I think, that people would be not expecting to be going the other way. Like, because, I mean, these girls who are, all these beautiful bullies, you know, it doesn't matter what you look like on the outside. It only matters what you are on the inside. That's what's important. And that's what everybody needs to focus on. That's what you need to be cleaning up. And, you know, and I don't even know how to even tell people, because to me, it's like you should be able to figure it out. Like, your soul should be speaking to you. Your soul is in there. Like, you are cutting it off. If you can't hear it, it's you not listening. And if you're not listening, it's because you're listening to other people and other things and not believing in yourself. So, anyways, I'll just be sitting here today waiting for my truth. So, I'll talk to you later. Bye.